Most people think success is about adding more to their lives. More habits, more routines, more discipline. But what if I told you that real growth comes from subtraction, not addition? The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago, and today we're going to talk about 10 things you need to remove from your life right now if you want to find peace and actually move forward. You know what's interesting? We spend so much time thinking about what we should be doing, but we rarely stop to think about what we should stop doing. And that's the problem, because while you're busy trying to add more productivity, hacks and morning routines, there are these silent killers in your life that are holding you back. They're subtle, they're comfortable, and they're destroying your potential without you even realizing it. So let's get into it. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your life completely differently. 1. Complaining. I know what you're thinking. Everyone complains, right? It's just venting. It's harmless. Wrong. Complaining is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Every time you complain, you're training your brain to focus on what's wrong instead of what you can do about it. The Stoics had this concept called the dichotomy of control. Basically, there are things you can control and things you can't. When you complain, you're wasting energy on things you can't control. Your boss is difficult? You can't control that. Traffic is bad? Can't control that either. But you can control how you respond. You can control your attitude. You can control whether you stay in that job or find a new one. Complaining gives you this false sense of doing something when really you're just spinning your wheels. And here's the worst part. Complaining becomes a habit. The more you do it, the more your brain looks for things to complain about. It's like training yourself to be miserable. So starting today, catch yourself when you're about to complain. Ask yourself, can I change this? If yes, do something about it. If no, accept it and move on. That's it. No complaining necessary. 2. Seeking approval from others. This one's huge. Think about how much of your life is spent trying to make other people happy. You dress a certain way because of what others might think. You take a job because it sounds impressive. You post things on social media just to get likes and comments. You're living for an audience that doesn't even exist. Here's the truth. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves to think about you. And the ones who do judge you, their opinion literally doesn't matter. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, wrote in his journal that we should stop caring about what others think because those people will be dead soon anyway. Sounds harsh, but he's right. Everyone you're trying to impress is going to be gone. So why are you giving them control over your life? When you constantly seek approval, you give away your power. You let other people decide if you're good enough, smart enough, successful enough. And guess what? You'll never be enough for everyone. There will always be someone who doesn't like you, doesn't agree with you, doesn't think you're doing it right. So stop trying. The only approval you need is your own. Ask yourself, am I proud of who I'm becoming? Am I living according to my values? That's all that matters. When you eliminate the need for external validation, you become free. You make decisions based on what's right for you, not what looks good to others. And that's when real growth happens. 3. Toxic relationships. And I'm not just talking about obviously bad people. I'm talking about anyone who drains your energy, makes you feel small, or keeps you stuck in old patterns. You know who I'm talking about. That friend who always has drama and pulls you into it. The family member who criticizes everything you do. The person who says they support you but somehow always makes you feel worse about yourself. Here's what the Stoics understood. You become like the people you spend time with. Epictetus said that if you spend time with someone who's covered in dirt, you're going to get dirty too. It's not mean to distance yourself from negative people. It's necessary. Your energy is limited. Your time is limited. Every minute you spend with someone who brings you down is a minute you're not spending on yourself or on people who actually lift you up. And I get it. Cutting people off is hard, especially if you have history with them. But you have to ask yourself, is this relationship adding to my life or taking from it? Am I better because of this person or worse? Sometimes you don't even need to have a big dramatic ending. You can just quietly create distance. Stop answering every call. Stop making plans. Let the relationship naturally fade. Protect your peace. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you in good ways, and support your growth. Everyone else? Let them go. 4. Procrastination. But not the way you think. Everyone knows procrastination is bad. What people don't realize is that procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's about fear. You procrastinate because you're afraid of failing, afraid of not being perfect, afraid of what it means if you actually try and it doesn't work out. So instead of facing that fear, you scroll on your phone, you clean your room. You do anything except the thing you know you should be doing. The Stoics would say that procrastination is you arguing with reality. You know what needs to be done, but you're trying to negotiate with time. Guess what? Time doesn't negotiate. It just passes, and every day you don't start is a day you've lost forever. Here's how you eliminate procrastination. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Just start. Do the thing badly if you have to. The Stoics called this the discipline of action. You don't think your way into action. You act your way into clarity. When you start moving, even if it's messy, you build momentum. And momentum makes everything easier. Think about it like this. Imagine you have to write a paper. If you sit there thinking about writing the paper, it feels overwhelming. But if you just write one sentence, suddenly it's easier to write the second sentence, then the third. Before you know it, you're done. So whatever you've been putting off, do it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, right now, even if it's just 5 minutes. Break the pattern of delay. Take back control of your time. 5. Multitasking. We've been sold this lie that multitasking makes us more productive. It doesn't. It makes us scattered, stressed and mediocre at everything. When you try to do multiple things at once, your brain isn't actually processing them simultaneously. It's rapidly switching between tasks, and every switch costs you time and mental energy. Studies show that multitasking can reduce your productivity by up to 40%. 40%, that's insane. The Stoics were all about focus. Seneca wrote about how we waste our lives by spreading ourselves too thin. He said people complain that life is short, but really we just waste most of it on things that don't matter. When you multitask, you're not present for anything. You're half doing everything and fully doing nothing. You're on a call while checking email, while thinking about what you're going to eat for lunch. You finish the call and realize you don't remember what was said. That's not productivity, that's chaos. Here's what you do instead. Single task. Pick one thing and give it your complete attention. When you're working, work. When you're with someone, be with them. When you're eating, actually taste your food. This is called monotasking. And it's a superpower in a world where everyone is distracted. You'll get more done in less time, and the quality of your work will skyrocket. Plus, you'll feel less stressed, because you're not constantly trying to keep 10 plates spinning. Focus is the ultimate form of respect. Respect for your work, respect for the people around you, and respect for yourself. 8. Negative self-talk. The way you talk to yourself matters more than almost anything else. If you had a friend who spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, you'd stop being friends with them. But for some reason, we think it's okay to be our own worst enemy. You mess up and immediately call yourself stupid. You look in the mirror and criticize every flaw. You try something new and tell yourself you're not good enough. That voice in your head is destroying you. And the crazy thing is, you're the one giving it power. The Stoics believed that our thoughts create our reality. Epictetus said that people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. Your circumstances don't make you miserable. Your thoughts about your circumstances do. When you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, guess what? You start to believe it. And when you believe it, you act like it. You don't try as hard. You don't take risks. You play small. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you have to change the narrative. Start paying attention to how you talk to yourself. When you catch yourself being negative, stop. Reframe it. Instead of "I'm so stupid," try "I made a mistake and I'll learn from it." Instead of "I can't do this," try "This is hard, but I'm figuring it out. It sounds simple, but it works. You're literally rewiring your brain. Over time, that new voice becomes the dominant one. And when you believe in yourself, when you speak to yourself with kindness and respect, everything changes. You show up differently. You try harder. You become the person you always knew you could be. Be your own best friend, not your own bully. 9. Trying to control everything. This is a big one. We waste so much energy trying to control things that are completely out of our hands. Other people's opinions, the weather, the economy, how fast we achieve our goals. And all that does is make us anxious and frustrated. The Stoics had it figured out with the dichotomy of control. They divided everything into two categories, things you can control and things you can't, and they only focused on what they could control. That's it. You can't control whether you get the job, but you can control how well you prepare for the interview. You can't control if people like you, but you can control how you treat them. You can't control the outcome, but you can control the effort. When you try to control things outside your power, you set yourself up for disappointment, because no matter how hard you try, some things just aren't up to you. And that's okay. That's actually freeing. Think about how much stress you'd eliminate if you just accepted that you can't control everything. You'd stop worrying about things that haven't happened yet. You'd stop trying to manage other people's emotions. You'd stop feeling responsible for outcomes that depend on a million factors you can't influence. Instead, you'd focus your energy on what actually matters. Your actions, your attitude, your integrity. That's your sphere of control. Everything else, let it go. Trust that things will work out, and if they don't, trust that you'll handle it. Because you always have. Trying to control everything is exhausting. Give yourself permission to stop. 10. The idea that you have all the time in the world. You don't. None of us do. We act like we're going to live forever. We put things off, we waste time, we say we'll do it later. But later isn't guaranteed. The Stoics practiced something called Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. Sounds morbid, but it's actually the most powerful motivation there is. When you realize that your time is limited, you stop wasting it. You stop putting off the things that matter. You stop spending time with people you don't care about. You stop doing work that doesn't fulfill you. You start living intentionally. Steve Jobs said that remembering he was going to die was the most important tool he ever had for making big choices in life. Because almost everything falls away in the face of death. Only what truly matters remains. So ask yourself, if you only had 1 year left, would you keep living the way you're living now? Would you stay in that job? Would you hold on to that grudge? Would you keep waiting to start that thing you've been dreaming about? Probably not. So why are you waiting? Every day you wake up is a gift. It's another chance to become who you want to be, to do what you want to do, to love who you want to love. Don't take it for granted. Live like you mean it, because one day you won't get another chance. So there you have it. 10 things you need to quietly eliminate from your life. Complaining, seeking approval, toxic relationships, procrastination, multitasking, living in the past, comfort, negative self-talk, trying to control everything, and the illusion of infinite time. None of these are easy to eliminate. They're habits, they're patterns, they're comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to change your life, you have to be willing to let go of the things that are holding you back. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with one. Pick the one that resonates most with you, the one that made you uncomfortable when you heard it. That's the one you need to work on. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Because the person you want to become is on the other side of these eliminations. The peace you're looking for, the success you want, the life you dream about. It all starts with subtraction, with removing the noise, the distractions, the things that don't serve you. The Stoics understood that true wealth isn't about having more, it's about needing less. True strength isn't about controlling everything. It's about accepting what you can't control and focusing on what you can. True happiness isn't about constant pleasure. It's about purpose, presence, and peace. And you can have all of that. But first, you have to let go. Thanks for watching.